Ok. Se aude bine. Ok. În primul rând, mulțumim Sisi Catch pentru că a acceptat invitația noastră de a veni la cea de-a 5-a ediție a Wheel of Retro, the biggest retro party in Romania, primul și cel mai mare. Vă mulțumesc și vouă că ați avut, sau vă mulțumesc că pentru a 5-a oară, cu o mare parte dintre voi mă revăd la această conferință de presă. Cum v-am obișnuit, cei mai buni artiști a anilor 80-90 îi aducem la Cluj-Napoca de 5 ani, sala polivalentă. Anul ăsta surprizele sunt că îmbinăm în aceeași seară muzica anilor 80 și anilor 90, după cum vă spuneam, fiind a 5-a ediție. Noutățile sunt un sunet mai bun, o producție mai frumoasă, artiști mai buni, baruri mai multe, oameni mai mulți, probabil un sold out la eveniment și distracția cu care deja v-am obișnuit, nu are sens să mai lungim. Conceptul știți, distracția o știți, ne vedem diseară, așa că, Sisi, you have the word.
Good morning for me, good day for you. I'm very happy to be here, or we are very happy to be here in your beautiful city. And looking very much forward to the concert. It's an honor to be here. Look forward to your questions. I hope not too many. Yeah, welcome to the press conference. I don't know what to say.
Let's start with the questions.
All right then.
Nobody?
Thank you,
You said it's morning for you, so you just arrived, or you had a chance to visit Cluj a bit?
We came in very early this morning because of many delays we had yesterday. We were stuck in Munich airport because of fog, so I didn't sleep very much. So I just basically got up a couple of hours ago. So for me it's morning. So that's why I said morning, for you midday.
Alte întrebări?
No?
That's it.
I would have another question for you. It just came to me. When we say 80s, what do you think about? What's the most, I don't know, important memory of yours?
Best memory or important memory?
Best memory, or what do you think about? You know, when we say 80 for us, it's just hair, like big hair and yeah.
Actually, the fashion of the 80s is back officially. I received an email from Harrods from London, and it said the 80s are back. You know, all the glamour and everything. And I was like, oh my god! I didn't think I would see this day. But no, for me, yeah, it was glamour. It was party. It was just an amazing time, really. There was something special about the 80s, just the energy. And I think that's why so much of the music is still so popular today, because that special feeling is felt in the music with the artists that were famous at that time and are still famous now. And as we can see in the world, how many artists are still coming back, still performing from the 80s, which is really amazing, you know, and that's also thanks to our fans, of course, which have been very loyal, like also Romania, of course, and that's why we're here. So it's really a blessing. But the 80s is really special in my memory. Just that, but it's more like a special feeling in my heart, I would say. You know, we love retro.
We do. You look great. What's your receipt?
Oh God. Thank you so much. You look great too. I don't really have anything, if I'm really be honest. I mean, I'm not a very sporty person. Although I try to do bits and bobs, you know, I learned Tai Chi Qigong, I learned yoga, And of course, being on stage keeps me fit as well. So I try to do bits of exercise here and there. But of course, with all the traveling, it's not so easy to keep up a routine, you know. I try to eat healthy, but then on the other hand, I just live life as well, you know. I don't take things too serious, because when you take them too serious, then you miss it, really. You miss everything. So I'm just trying my best, and I'm very fortunate, thank God, that...
You blame it on genetics.
yeah. I mean, it's just maybe also, you know, for me, this is really the best time of my life. I really just feel like my life is just beginning. You know, like every day, I'm grateful for every day, and I just feel. You know, wow, this is another day, I can be here, I can share my music, I can be on stage, and I feel so blessed with that so many fans or so many people in the world love my music, you know, it's really amazing. So that's what keeps me young, I guess, because you were young.
I would have a question for each and every one of you.
Oh.
Yes. Finally.
Yes, it's me.
Would you like to share with us what was the first song that you ever felt in love with, that you felt the need to put on repeat over and over again?
From the first time that I heard a song, you mean, or you mean Sissy's song?
Can you say it otherwise? For the first time, you heard, yes.
My first song?
Yes.
I think it would be Michael Jackson, I think, but it's difficult to say which one. I like them all. No, because we go way back. The Jackson's 5 go way back, so it started there. So I cannot say which one. I just like Michael Jackson, and that's why I started to dance. And now I'm here for the microphone. I'm rapping on the stage now, so I do both. Is this the question? Is the answer?
Perfect, thank you. Yes.
Okay, Moises, it's your turn.
Okay, I listen to a lot of music, very different, like disco, Zomba, Latin, salsa, bachata, everything, rock, I listen to everything. My favorite song when I travel with Cici, Evangela and Alex is Soul Survivor, because for me it's very important to be in love with yourself, so be strong for yourself. That's my favorite song.
Yes. Please.
So my favorite song from my own songs and then from other people. Oh my God, favorite song. There's so many good songs. It's really hard to say for me. I'm just the same as Moises. I listen to every kind of music, to classical, to pop, to rock, to everything. So I enjoy all kinds of music. The 80s. If I would go back, it was Madonna, of course, Michael Jackson, huge influence. And especially for me, the song would be Man in the Mirror.
Yeah.
And that song recently came back to me because in the world we're so much obsessed with what's going on, you know, and we don't realize we have to look at ourselves first, you know, it starts with myself. And then the lyrics from that song came back to me, and it was so powerful, you know, because Michael Jackson is so amazing, he was so amazing as an artist. You know, that's amazing, you just mentioned him as well, but that song really hit me. And before I criticize anything or anyone, you know, I have to look at myself in the mirror. And that's really changed my life, drastically, I would say, over the years. That every time I have the tendency to look without, you know, I say, look, you've got enough with yourself. Which is true, you know, I've got enough with myself going on, so there's no point looking outside. So change yourself, or just be who you are, really. It's not really so much about changing, it's about being who you are. For me, you know, and standing more in my own power. Because it's easily to be affected by what's happening around you, you know. And it's important to see the world as kind and to see the love that is there rather than all the negative stuff. And that's also what I try to do every day, you know, when things overwhelm me, and when things happen in my life, to always look at what is good in this, what is there for me, and I always find that I can see this amazing support around me, how much I'm loved, how much, you know, I'm just taken care of, you know, from the universe, from everyone, and it's just such a blessing.
How does a normal day looks like?
A normal day?
What do you like what activities do you like to do on a normal day?
What do I like to do? Nothing. I like doing nothing. I like to sleep in sometimes. Sometimes I get up early. It depends on if I had traveled before. I enjoy going for walks. I spend a lot of time as well near the sea in Spain. I love going for walks. Apart from that, I actually spend a lot of time in the house. I guess it's because I'm traveling so much, so but I love it, you know. I love being at home, I love being in my garden. I have like a little bamboo garden, and I just really enjoy the silence, the peace. I read a lot, watch YouTube, of course.
What type of books?
It's mainly spiritual books. That's basically all I read, more or less spiritual books, because that's where my heart is, apart from music.
Can you recommend me one?
Oh my gosh! I can recommend you loads, but it just depends on, you see, what attracts you really, because there's so many. Like in spirituality, there's like a gazillion different people. You know, Eckhart Tolle is one. He's very good. He's very famous as well. But there's so many. Tony Parsons. But that's all very, very spiritual. And maybe sometimes it's easier to have something which is lighter. But you know, the thing is, you know, I've read so many books and they have helped me, and you know. But really, the thing is, the truth of who you are is inside your own heart. You see, and at some point, after reading all the books that are there, you just have to realize that all you need to know is inside yourself, really. And that's really the most important message. It's inside your own heart, you know, because you really know. You only know the way. Nobody else knows it. Anybody else can only point you in a certain direction and can say, look, this is maybe what is good for you. But you only know. Nobody else knows. You know.
Favorite food and drink?
I'm sorry?
Favorite food and drink?
I like sushi, but I'm vegetarian. I like water. I like tea.
Are you a vegetarian?
Yes, I'm a vegetarian, yes. What else?
And alcoholic drink?
Alcoholic would be champagne. Rosé champagne, of course, it's my favorite. But with me, I sometimes go through very long periods of not drinking alcohol, and then sometimes I do. So it's different with me, you know. Just depends on how I feel, really. But sometimes it's nice when you're celebrating with people, with nice people. Then it's sometimes nice to enjoy party. There's only 2 people asking questions, or is there anybody else in the room? Everybody's watching. Wow.
It seems that you've developed a lot in your career and you're focusing now on the spiritual part. Can you give, if you could you give an advice to your younger self? What to do in your career? Yeah. I mean, that's more or less what I've already said everything. It's basically, for me, I always used to, you know, listen too much to other people. My mom always used to say, you know, don't listen so much to everybody else, you know, just trust yourself more, you know, trust your intuition more. And that's always been very challenging for me. Although in certain areas I'm very strong and I know exactly what I want, in other areas it's been very challenging for me. Especially, of course, by being in the public, there's been a struggle for me. now and then, you know, like we're all, you know, I'm human like everybody else, you know.
Shy girl.
Yes, I can be very shy. And for instance, going to press conferences, and then for me it's like, oh my God! These things are challenging, but you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So always just go, okay, for everything's a reason, and I'm here, I'm gonna give my best. But just listen to your own heart. It's good to have advice from other people, but in the end, you only know the way. And just trust yourself, trust your intuition. You know, now I tell myself every day, I trust myself. I trust what I know deep inside. And also, I think what's been difficult for me is sometimes, you know, sometimes we know too much, and that really gets in the way of truly who we are. Because I think that's why we have so many issues in the world, because we just know too much, you know. And then when I want to be right and somebody else's is wrong, then we have conflict. And so for me, you know, I can choose if I want to be right or if I want to be happy. So for me it is, I want to be happy. So I give up the fight to be right. And I think that helps for me to live my life better and to create a better world.
It is.
Okay.
It is like this. Yeah.
You can say something too. So
I disagree.
yeah, I choose to be happy. I mean, not that I can be happy. I mean, happy is such a big word as well. I mean, it's really just being who you are. The more you are yourself, the more you feel at ease with everything around you, really. And like I said, happy is such a big word. We get so attached to all the words. And the words is not what's important. What's important is the love that we share in our hearts. And that is what we should focus on, because we only spend such a small amount of time on this planet. And sometimes I think, my God, you know, we waste our time. I mean, I do. Just, you know, not focusing on what's important. And important is the love that we have in our hearts, to share that and to take care of the ones that we love, and of our family and our friends. And I think if all of us would do that more, we would have definitely a better world, for sure. Anyway, big words. Yeah, so our heart is our greatest gift, really.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mai sunt întrebări?
Which was your first thing you know about Romania?
The first thing I knew of Romania, oh my God, the amazing people. I just remember the concerts I've done, and I know that Bucharest was incredible. But then by Amara, that was such a special moment in my life. Something changed that day.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, something really changed, and that concert will be forever in my memory.
What happened?
What happened? It was just the energy. It was, you know, when I got on stage, and then the people just, it was just out of this world. I just cannot describe it. The feeling was so incredible. And because many days it's not always easy for me to continue with the music, although I love it. There's sometimes an idea that I want to live a different life, a quieter life. And then these moments, which was that day in Bayamara, made it realized again to me that this is still what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I'm supposed to be on stage and share my music with my fans and everybody who loves my music. And that's why, since that day, something changed with the concert, and I just feel more joyous and even more blessed, and I feel more grateful for sharing my music with everyone, you know, and feeling the love as well, which I must not forget. Feeling the love from the audience every time we are on stage is so incredible, really. And that day, wow. Every time I think back of it, I just feel so much joy. So I really, really want to say thank you to Romania for that day, for that concert, which really made a big change in my life.
So coming back to the energy of the people, do you think do you feel that the vibe of the parties from the 80s changed from how it is now? Like, do you feel like people party differently?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I was born at the end of 90s, so that's why I'm asking.
I would say yes. I sometimes feel there's less of a connection. It seems that then people were more connected in a way. That's why I'm saying how important it is that we focus on the love. And for some reason it feels like we're more connected. And there was more of a sharing. Although we have social media now, there's like less of a sharing in that way. Because although it gets us closer together, in some ways we are further apart. You know, there's so much change in the world. But then if we look at the 80s and look at the artists and the energy they gave to us, you know, that's what made our world so special today. You know, that's what I hear from so many people. So I feel that we should all look in the mirror, like, you know, Michael Jackson said, and change our ways and really think about what is important to us, and live from the point of view that, you know, the world is kind, the world is good. Because if I live in a world that is only kind, my life is not going to be very good, basically. And I think it was Einstein. They say it was Einstein who said about the question, you know, is the world kind or unkind? You know, and he said that the world must be kind. And so living in a kind world, we live in a different energy, and maybe that's the energy we had in the 80s.
People were kinder, were more like...
Yeah, I feel there was more faith. We were closer together. There was more faith. There was more hope. And I feel that's what we need today, because there's so much going on in the world. And more than ever, we need to be close. Humanity needs that closeness and that love. And all the time we spend now on the media, and you know, me included, I'm not any different. You know, sometimes we should just stop and just say, look, you know, what is more important? Because in the end, nothing's more important than friends and family and the love that we share, you know, and take more time for that. That's what I'm seeing with my parents, with my family, because of my work, you know, this little time that we spend, it's so precious, and it's so important. And just know that every day goes past, and it's one day less from our life, basically, because all of us, at some point, we're going to go. So I don't want to make it, but it's the truth, you know. It's.
Let's come back to the
But that's why it's so important to realize that this moment is really, really, really vitally important, and we never know what is tomorrow. And I mean that in the best possible way. You know, like I said, for me, the best is yet to come. You know, and I say that to everyone. I say it to my mom, to my dad, when I'm feeling low. I'm saying, look, the best is yet to come. So, you know, just know that the best is yet to come.
But who's more from the 80s then here? You're the only one from the 90s?
I'm from 97, so...
97. But what she said, can you agree with it? Do you find yourself in it then?
Yeah, I kind of feel that social media made us more disconnected, because at parties it can be seen that people are more like filming and photographing than like actually spending time listening to the music and feeling the vibe. Yeah. And from the videos from the 80s, you can see that people were not having all these technology devices that you can use, so they had to like record it in their memory. And everything was stored in the heart and in the memory. But now you have a phone, you have a smartphone, you have a DSLR camera, so you don't actually have to like listen carefully, like feeling the vibe. So yeah, I guess that's what changed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're right.
But the questions are not for me.
Well, it's important. Yes, it's important to hear your feedback. You know. Yeah. Well, that's.
I mean, we like to hear it from the people also. You took your time to come and sit over here and Oh. and now, sorry. And now only few people are speaking, so for us it's nice to
hear you as well.
your voice.
Yes.
So this Mr. over here, maybe you can say something over the 80s? Okay, make a picture. That's it. The connection.
We have
Facebook.
a Romanian DJ that will say a few words. Is the DJ, the oldest DJ in Romania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must be old.
But I would like to have a photo session with Caroline and some autograph pieces
Of course.
before we.
Yes.
We
So
end up
everybody's happy. No more questions.
You remember that?
I think they have a lot of questions.
The time is short. Anyway, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be with you. I guess I will be seeing many of you tonight at the concert.
Everybody.
Fantastic.
And many more.
Wonderful. Wonderful.